YouTube. Hey, what's good, man? We back with another video, man. TikTok gets deep, part 4. Hey, this series been pumping for real. Like for real. We've been going crazy with this one, getting deep. And we ain't about to stop right now. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous because for some reason, bro, my recording's been like lagging on and off. I don't know what's going on. It been working perfect in the beginning, but I did a couple updates and things, so we gonna see what happened. We gonna see what happened, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. We gonna get right into it. This gonna be a good video. Hey, let me see something real quick. Check this out. If you've been looking at my videos, I mentioned and probably like 4 videos ago. I can't even remember which video it was, but I mentioned Strawman, and I came across this video right here, and bro, it breaks it down real simple for you and easy, and you'll see. But let's dig deep, man. Let's get right into it. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe. Let's go.
I was today years old when I found out.
Meet your straw man. He was born the same day you were. He looks like you, has the same name, and lives in your house, but you never knew he existed. You will have even paid his parking tickets or taxes. The worst part? He's been dead from day one. From every birth certificate, a legal personality, or legal fiction, is created with the same name to confuse little old you into thinking it's you. So, there is a human you and a paper you, or as it's commonly known, a straw man. So when it seems like government officials, court clerks, or the police are speaking English, they aren't. They're speaking legalese, designed to make you agree to verbal and written contracts without even knowing about it, all spun from Black's Law Dictionary. For example, when the police say, "Do you understand?" you'll say, "Yes." What they are really saying is, "Do you stand under our authority?" Oopsie-daisy, you just created a verbal contract with them. Oh, you clever government. Did you know that whenever you register something, you are handing over title to the person you register it with? That's right. Whenever you register something with the government, they assume it belongs to them. Registered your car? Super! Now you are the registered keeper of your vehicle, and the government can crush it when you don't pay your, strawman's taxes. Expecting a new bundle of joy? Well then you need to register your little darling with a birth certificate. Then they can start the process all over again and create a new strawman for your little one. Isn't that great? So when Junior grows up, he'll be able to generate revenue just like you have. When you notify on your baby by signing the birth certificate, your child becomes a ward of state. And if the government doesn't like what you're doing, they'll assume it's okay to take the child away or make new rules for things they don't like.
That's how they do
Not
it.
enough school? Smacking your child? Shouting too loudly? Then it's off to social services for the little one.
Yep.
When you get a bill, it's
That's good and bad
what
in some
belongs to your
cases.
straw man, not you. That's why bills, fines, and summons start with Mr., Mrs., or Ms. Sometimes you'll see your surname in capitals, just like on a gravestone. That's because your straw man is dead and just a silly piece of paper, created before you could comprehend or even consent to it. When you go to court, you represent your straw man, so you, the human, take on any costs, fees, taxes, and fines involved for the straw man. The human you doesn't even need to pay them. But you made a contract with the court by appearing on behalf of your legal personality or straw man, just like the government knew you would.
This is to all the so-called Native Americans that still speak in their native language that
Bro, You have to do your research. You have to. If you look into these laws and look at how they word things, bro, the trick is in the words. If you look and read between the lines, you pay attention to the words, you put yourself under these contracts with the government like how we do, it's these key words that they use. Now, we're gonna dig deeper. We're gonna dig deeper.
Continue to discredit my people, the right to exist. The difference between a Native American and an American Indian is the fact that American Indians were all reclassified as Negro and then later on now called Black Americans or African Americans. We was the first people to come in contact with the Europeans. We was the first to lose our language, our culture, and our identity in the ways of slavery, murder, and paper genocide. Today, the second generation of Mongoloids that was in a special different location of Alaska as Russia decided to sell Alaska to the United States government. Many of these native tribes that was in Alaska and Canada was pushed out mostly into America, what we call Indian country. These same group of people that are continuing to discredit so-called dark-skinned people to right to exist is the same people that still speak their native language and culture and then claim to be the first people of America. There's no way that you speak your native language, practice your culture, and you have been here long enough, because the Europeans did a heinous job to indigenous people, and this youth group are no exception. The only difference is after the purchase of Alaska from Russia, many of y'all guys still kept your customs, your language, and you still speak it today by using that term to disrespect us.
Okay, y'all, if you haven't seen this video already, she shows you guys a map, 1892, Palestine, but I want to show you something else, okay? This is the map of Palestine, right? I just want you to keep the shape of this.
Look now.
All right. Let's say they were lying to us for some weird reason. Let's pretend Nevada had something very powerful that if a group of people got it, they'd be able to finally open 360 degrees of themselves, which would release them from 400 years of a hex. Okay? We already been there. We already been through that. But look, if this is it, really is real. Okay? If America, the Indies, are really the chosen land, that map, that map matches up to something else very perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfect. Now, y'all, I'm about to make a video, okay? Because I'm trying to tell you they're lying to us about maps. This is the oldest map of Tartaria, okay? We see things in here like Mania, Romania. You see the little boot for Italy, okay? You see Europe, that's all Europe. Okay, Africa, Egypt. What if literally the Americas were actually West Africa? You know, like the true, we got West Palestine and Ohio. Cool, weird things like that. Like, why? Now you gotta believe in Pangea for a second. If the land really broke up, and let's pretend that 400 years, which is new, that they had to keep a group of people out of power, or they would be never not to be able to colonize and have a European power, is a really cool thing you could do. It's literally like a really cool spiritual warfare that you could relieve at the same time while changing geographical history. Because if a group of people are searching for relics they need to cast you out, and you have them hidden in a different land that they were never looking in, and then you created a war so people would further admit that Israel is across the water and not in the United States, no one would ever keep looking in the United States. Well, why does that matter? Well, because they're finding all these pharaohs and these mummies and these pyramids and all stuff underground in America. What if Nevada was
Grand Canyon
land? What if they're hiding relics from Nevada that are Tartarian? Y'all, this is supposed to be independent Tartaria, okay? And there's a whole sea in the middle of there. But now that sea we call lake. So if over time we're creating lakes or calling things lakes when they were seas, we could change history literally over 400 years.
Yeah.
Queen Witchabeth had the crown and her people raided the land and they were able to rewrite maps, and then the King James people did it, and then 1881 they revised the Bible. If they revised the Bible, why won't you think they would revise maps and land to match up their version of the Bible? You can't find something if you're looking in the wrong place. Y'all do realize if they prove that this is a lie, everything changes. Everything in history has to literally go back in order. The Europeans would never let that happen. And if you saw my other video, remember Samaria? Imagine if the 12 tribes were literally from California, which is why they're named after the goddess, right? And they dispersed the 12 tribes across the world and they dropped them in other places. Let's pretend the slave trade didn't happen the way they said it happened. Let's pretend they were moving them from America and dropping them in other places. And they didn't have to drop them in Africa because, well, that was the rest of America. But you drop slaves off in other continent. Question, why do they only teach you about the Holocaust as far as one group of people? There were literally black Germans. Let's say a group of people were cast from the Caucasus Mountains. Let's say the Caucasus Mountains were just up there in the line of Canada all the way across to Russia. Because remember, land was touching. So if a group of people broke out the Caucasus Mountains and they took over the world, that would kind of look like the Christian Crusades. That would kind of look like European colonization. That would kind of look like the reason they took all the relics and the gems and the stones from every melanated country and then they stored them where? In the Vatican, the opposite place of where the true lands would be. Again, I know, I'm nuts. I'm absolutely nuts. But they got records on Tartaria. You got records on a place that's not supposed to exist, and you have a Bible that doesn't really truly exist because you've revised it, 30,000 times in 1881. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you're still here, I know that was nuts. I'm so sorry.
I can't make this up. While everyone's in Texas wrapping the border in barbed wire, they have illegals literally storming up in the ocean. This in California.
Look. Easy.
They're storming the beaches.
Easy.
Watch when they come up.
Easy.
California. Coming through the ocean.
Hold on that. Running.
My goodness. Nobody's safe.
Hey. They could have hopped off that boat with RPGs and start blowing shit. Easy. Like, think about that though. You know?
Literal insanity.
Right?
Meanwhile, as of today, Friday, Governor Greg Abbott talked to Tucker Carlson, and he told him that 10 states have sent law enforcement, other kinds of government officials, and National Guard to the state of Texas. And meanwhile,
To the
while
state of
illegals
Texas.
literally storm our beaches through the ocean, we had them drop that premiere of that Civil War movie.
19 states have seceded. The United States Army ramps up activity.
That's about to come out soon too.
Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
I guess aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on. Texas and California.
I was today years old when I found out.
This is my copy of the Black's Law Dictionary, and it's the 5th edition.
Here we go.
Bluish in colour, I can't comment on it. But essentially, what is it? Well, this is essentially a collection of concepts. They're
Here we
not
go.
laws, they're not rules, they are concepts. What does that mean? It means the volition, the spirit of the game, what it means, is in here in terms of the conventional courts. Black's Law Dictionary is world renowned, and you find it in solicitors' offices, lawyers' offices, and courtrooms as well. In here, of course, as I've said, is concepts. Concepts that you need to be aware of. Now, if you go through the whole dictionary, which is actually simple to do, you will soon come to realize there's a whole heap of trickery going on here. So who created the Black's Law Dictionary? Well, it's the Black Arts. It's the Black Arts of the people that call you in as the all caps name. That much you already know. The continuation for making sure that the language that is also spoken to you, as well as the language that they speak, is in the language of cursive, or the language of the dead. And they speak to you with abject contempt. In fact, you are in a place of belligerence towards you. The Black family out of Venice, like the Black Pope, speak these languages, the language of twisted tongues, the language of hearsay, the language of nuances, the language of babble. That's all it is. When you look up a word like person, you soon come to realize they're not talking about men or women. They're talking about artificial entities. And there are hundreds of these types of definitions. So when I say to you, listen here folks, or listen here persons, or the persons in this room, can you pay attention? When I say it, you think that I'm saying it, and you'll be right, that you are the men and women in this room. So when the courts write to you as a person, or the banks write to you as a person, they're speaking to you as an artificial person. I didn't know a flesh and blood person can be artificial. I mean,
what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I told y'all. We're going to go deeper. And the trick is in the words. They do it. Bro. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, you have to look up the definition for the simplest things sometimes. Like, the language of babble, twisted tongue. The English language is a curse. Like, look, like I say, do your own research, but read between the lines. Like, you really have to pay attention. You think you know the definition of something. When it comes to these laws, you really need to look at every word twice.
Possibly get. But on paper, they get away with these things because just like the word person, that's just 1 in 10,000 words or more. When I'm using the word person, I'm standing in honor, meaning the volition, the spirit of the game, is that I'm talking to living men and women. But in their necromancy world, they are speaking about artificial entities. They are talking about dead people, dead creatures, dead persons.
The legal system is corrupt. This part of the story she is about to tell y'all is crazy. Now remember, she's a single mother of 10 that saved all her money to start a new life with her and her 10 kids. But just listen to this corruption.
This is where it get interested. I get paperwork to come to court on Columbus Day in a whole nother county. But I go because it's about my land and I know things is different in North Carolina. I go to the court on Columbus Day, even though I Googled it and it said it was closed. And I was like, this must be a mistake because this is Pergamus County on Columbus Day. But I go anyway. I flies down there and I go to court. A judge, I'm the only one in the courtroom. The only one. So I said, they opened up the courtroom for me on Columbus Day? What's going on? I gets there. The judge, I hear all this, granted. He gets up and walk away. Down East Holmes' attorney walks over to me and tells me, you need to put your money where your mouth is. I don't know why you're making it so difficult because my client is going to get paid one way or the other.
Look how they talk to her.
If we have to sell your land, we'll sell your
what?
land. Sound like what just happened. Come to find out, Wendy Turner, which is the clerk from Chowan County, put my land in default and said I didn't answer. Yeah, said I didn't file an answer. The judge, Marvin K. Blunt, came from Pitt County, a visiting judge, came from Pitt County to Pergamus County on Columbus Day to put my land in default. And I'm still confused, and I'm like, what's going on? They put my land in default judgment, and I'm reading the paperwork, and they said because I didn't file an answer.
Because she didn't file.
So I had to stay in North Carolina another day because I know I found the answer. I'm confused.
Okay.
I go back to Chowan County the day after. Wendy Turner is standing there, and I'm like, where's my answer? I filed the answer. This petition says that I didn't file an answer. How I get in default, I filed an answer. She's trembling and shaking. I knew. I knew. And that's when I said, oh, it's you. Because and the clerk is responsible for placing us on the default judgment. I said, but why did you send me to Perkins County on Columbus Day to court for a judge in Pitt County? My answer was gone out of my paper. A 26-page affidavit of service with proof of why I didn't pay. So that's how, guys, I went into default judgment. But I didn't stop there. I called the Attorney General office. I wrote the commissioner. The HUD supervisor, Dwayne Goodwin, I spoke to him. I showed him a copy of my answer. He sent me a letter, and all of a sudden, they found a 26-page answer. I don't know how my answer get out my folder from the beginning. So they all in cahoots. I sent that to the Attorney General's office. So being that they found my answer, I'm not supposed to be in default. I am still in default. The judge went under investigation. I showed y'all the letter, but guess what? Nothing happened. So that's how they stealing my land. They all work together and put my land in default judgment. So that's how they stealing my land.
Please remember to keep this video in the algorithm to show her support.
Yo, I had to include that video for many different reasons, but for the one I'm gonna touch on right now is this is how they're still doing it to this day, taking our land from us, bro. And she don't have nobody to fight with her, to stand behind her. It's really nothing she can do, really, you know? So what is her and her 10 kids gonna do now that these people then came and took her land and probably gonna use it to put a strip mall, you know, a couple gas stations and or something, farm it for themselves? Like, you never know. But the point is, they still taking our land like it's nothing. Like it's okay. Like, whatever, nigga. Like, bro, you have to be careful with your paperwork. Like, it's sick that you have to have your own like type of recording and document, even for the courthouse, even for the people that's supposed to be for the people. Like, we paying y'all. What are we paying taxes for? Bro, it's sick, man. It's sick.
A like, a comment, a repost, a share goes a long way. We will not allow her to tap out. We can't do it, y'all. If we all can stand together, then no company or no corrupt government can stand against us. So please go show your love and support to her. If one fight, we all fight. And please make sure y'all follow so we can get y'all more updates. Because we won't stop until she receives justice.
Peace to the people. Now, I just went at the one pastor talking about we all from Africa. But there are many people on this list that swear up and down that the Europeans, who have zero genetic connection to the planet itself at all, let alone will be able to decipher our information properly. So what do all of these dudes have in common? And I know what you're gonna say. They all got weird mustache shape-ups. But no. But thank you. Yes, their mustaches are a little weird. I was thinking more along the lines, none of them will take the debate or stand on their content at all. This guy said that the Amazon rainforest was pooped there by birds. This guy don't want you to be an African American anymore. He wants you to be a Pan-African.
Now, I'm going to stock on Dr. Umar because that's my guy. 100%. That's my guy. I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I'm not, but that's my guy. Like, for our people, that's my guy, for sure, for sure. But a lot of people don't like him because he's so radical, and, you know, a lot of the things he say, I don't believe in everything he say, you know. religious wise, even though I'm not religious, I don't like to call myself religious at all. But yeah, that's my guy. I'm not a Pan-African though. I mean a Pan-African, but 100% it's my dude.
He wants you to be inside of a pan so they can fry you up like they've been doing. This guy's in desperate need of a retwist, and a retwist of your philosophy. And we all know Port City, he is just a little piece of pepper down in the Alfredo sauce. But I will give him some credit. They put him on the payroll, and he definitely will do a debate with you. Of course, he'll have his space helmet and his chin strap on, so the truth will never seep in. Plus, that payroll is too good. And my mom always told me never trust a dude who eats on his own mustache. We're gonna circle back to the hangover on that mustache. It's kind of becoming a commonality between these people, where they just pop out of nowhere on the Breakfast Club and act like they're the information. So I'm issuing the full-blown challenge right here on the video to all of yous. Especially you. Then you. Then you. And just because you wore plaid pants with a striped shirt, you're last. Is there no one else? Peace to the Atlantean people.
This
the Atlantean people
of an indigenous American, Taino Indian from America.
He said, peace to the Atlantean people. What? Like, that's what I be saying. Like, we gotta come together some way, somehow. We so doggone separated, it's crazy. So I guess he believe he Atlantean. Bro, we all over the place, bro. Like I said, like we like this, we need to be like this. Like, it's crazy. We all over the place.
This statue was made by Jean Jules Sampson in the 1800s. He was a French sculptor from the times. Look at her left hand. That is a pineapple. Pineapples are indigenous to America.
Mm-hmm.
We know the truth now.
Shalom Alaikum, Jackson 2 Bears. Mr. Baloo, what's the use of saying Shalom Alaikum to me? I'm a full Sioux Indian. I'm not one of the chosen people.
Shalom Alaikum means peace be upon you. Is a greeting.
The man said he a full, I think he said Sioux Indian. But $5 Indian.
In the Hebrew language. The general community.
Nothing Indian about that, man.
Was in the Chickasaw language. Let's keep going.
All right, go ahead being stubborn if you want. Well, I ain't stubborn. Oh, not much you ain't. You know, according to an ex-congressman of these United States, I heard give a lecture at the Chautauqua this winter. Indians is the lost tribe of Israel, but he won't admit it.
Were the mound builders. Everybody had an opinion. And David's opinion agreed with a lot of other people, although it was ridiculed. That is, that they were at least descendants of the lost tribes of Israel. Because after all, the Indians were savages and they could not have built geometric works such as these. So,
according to him, the Indians were savages.
When David discovered stones with Hebrew on them, then the trouble began.
Let us now turn to the copper-colored American Hebrews. It was also stated in this book that the Indians gathered around and said hallelujah or hallelujah. It was also stated that the indigenous tribes also said Yohiwa, which in Hebrew means Joshua in the Bible. We know the truth now.
Like I say, y'all, only resource I have to demonstrate a real eclipse is a light bulb and a black marker. And I actually darkened one side of the light bulb and I kept the other side light. And actually the moon doesn't pass the sun.
Right there. I had to put this brother on here for this reason. When he said that, it kind of started opening my eyes, because if we think about it, when we see a solar eclipse, we don't see the moon come in front of the sun or past it. We don't see the moon at all. It just get black and then get back light. You know, think about that though. Where is the moon in the whole equation? We don't see it at all. And it's not like, oh, we can't see the moon because it's daytime. We see the moon in the day all the time. And especially when it's that close to the sun, we should see the moon. Either coming or going during a solar eclipse, we should see the moon. But we don't.
Actually happen is the sun and rotate. So if it rotates this way, it's gonna look like
rotate.
Something's coming from this way. Passing the sun. And if it's rotating this way, it's gonna look like it's passing that way. And if it's rotating this way, it's gonna look like it's coming from that way. Either way, it's all actuality. It's the sun working as its own eclipse. Now let me show you how it works. It's the best I could do, y'all. I'm working with a light bulb. Okay. And what the sun does, it takes a 180 turn.
Look.
Okay, let's do that 180 turn. Slowly.
Look. So it's kind of spot on, but it's more circular. You know, if it kind of fits, you know, the curvature of the sun more. In his demonstration, it's more of a straight line, but it fits though. Like, it's crazy.
That, everybody, is what everybody been looking for as far as the eclipse. Now, after a little while, after it takes its 180 turn, it takes another 180 turn to get back to point the light to the earth, which is shining through the ice dome. And here we go again. Now, as you can see, your eclipse is leaving. Brightness of the sun is taking its toll.
That's kind of good though.
There y'all is your eclipse. Now, if the sun was rotating to the left, then the eclipse will come from the opposite side. Right, I'm gonna show y'all that.
See what I'm saying? It's not as circular or fitting the curvature of the sun like how it usually looks. It's more of a straight line, but it fits.
there goes that eclipse again, y'all. But as it sits for a little while, it takes its 180 turn again to brighten the world back up.
I just thought that was pretty good.
This got a lot to do with Star, but that's another topic. I don't think people are ready for that. But it got a lot to do with Star.
Yeah, and they watching The Walking Dead. I know that little tone. I know that instrumental from anyway.
Show y'all what an eclipse is. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all time. I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to show y'all. Love y'all. God bless y'all. And I remember one thing, y'all. Keep God first.
Yeah.
Is NASA finally admitting to faking the moon landing with a new movie called Fly Me to the Moon? Check this out.
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot a backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it? No one can ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget? Oh, boy. I know a lot more about the moon than I know about you. Give me go, no go for launch. If you fake this mission, every single thing that we have sacrificed will have been for nothing.
You know you couldn't have made it to the sea without me.
4, 3, 2, 1. My Armstrong is a whiny little bitch. We have to recast. I think we should have gotten Kubrick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had to throw that one in there too. Because like I said, we know that they gotta show it. They gotta put this stuff. They put it in the movies. They do it all the time. Now they coming out with this movie, Fly Me to the Moon. Like, we already know the shift is happening. All the truth is coming out. Like, all these different movies coming out back to back. Big coincidence or what? Like, I don't know. But, you know, to do your own research. Hey, I just put these videos together for you. You know? To try to help you to see things how I'm seeing it. But look, that video was crazy. I hope y'all paid attention in the beginning when that man was talking about the straw man and the black laws and all that. Like, yeah, that was deep. TikTok Gets Deep Part 4. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe. Hey, we're going to get deeper. This is only the beginning. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep going. Look. Do your own research. I'm going to say it over and over again. Do your own research. Read between the lines. Keep God first. Like, I'm going to say this again. Do not take everything the media and the news say for what it is. Look into it. See what else is going on. Don't get stuck on that one story. Just try to stay off the main media sites, the main news sites anyway, because 98% of that shit is bullshit. So, hey, this is the Rebel World, man. I am Big Homie Sean, man. If you're new, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Look, algorithm says a lot of my people that watch these videos are not subscribed, bro. If you're watching the video, just push that subscribe button before you leave or before you watch the video. Let's get it. I pray prosperity over your lives, man. You will prosper. You will love. You will multiply. This is Big Homie Sean. This is the Rebel World. Y'all have a good one.